That lawnmower. That's it. Stop that. Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know.
And basically told Roach, he tagged Lamar Roach, and he said, "Look, you're not getting."
In the life of Gervonta Davis, as he gears up for Jake Paul, is nothing short of focus and relentless grind. Every training session is built on precision, power, and speed. From intense conditioning drills to high-level sparring, he remains disciplined and locked in on his mission. Each workout reflects his hunger and determination to prove he's more than ready for the challenge that lies ahead. Single quotes as no room for distractions as Rolly Romero weighs in on the Gervonta Tank Davis vs. Jake Paul showdown. Romero offers a balanced take, stressing that Tank's legacy is secure no matter the result. As a world champion with major accomplishments already to his name, Davis has nothing left to prove against Jake Paul. Still, Romero admits that Jake's natural size is a real factor, giving him a physical edge, but it does nothing to diminish the respect and accolades Tank has already earned.
Too big for him, but like Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know. Like I said, or as an exhibition, we don't know if they throw at each other or not, or we don't know. I don't know. I can't give an opinion because I don't know what's going on.
Do you think it impacts, will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were to beat him or even knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
You know, some people trying to give Tank a hard time. They're saying he should have took a fight with Lamar Roach or Shakur Stevenson. But when you think about it, do you think this is business and look, he's getting a bag, or is there some validity to people saying that he ducked Roach?
I mean, there's still other options, you know. It's bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them. It's the same way Roach feels Tank is the best option for him. Same way that Stevenson thinks Tank's the best option for him, or all this stuff.
Ali Malignaggi draws a clear line between experience and size. While Jake Paul has built popularity and physical strength, Malignaggi stresses that boxing is won with skill, not just muscle. Gervonta Davis has headlined the sport's biggest stages, battled elite opponents, and proven himself under the brightest lights. No matter how big Jake Paul may be, he cannot compete with the years of training, ring IQ, and adaptability that Tank possesses. For Malignaggi, boxing history proves that skill and experience often outweighs sheer size when it comes to victory.
Davis is more to lose because he's the bona fide world champion. I don't care if he's much smaller. I think Jake Paul has sort of plateaued as far as his boxing is concerned. It's rather low level. He's big, he's physical, he's strong, he can hit. So there is that risk. Davis, at lightweight, you're in a moment where it's too physical for you. You can clinch. Against the heavyweight, where you clinching? You ain't getting out of that corner just clinching anymore if you run out of space. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. But Davis, listen, there's a lot of talking points that I'm sure we'll get into when this gets closer to the fight. Davis can still punch at lightweight. Can he drop a heavyweight? There's a lot to gain there, right? If Davis knocks...
The answer is yes.
If Davis drops Jake on his ass, as much as Davis is the one with more to lose, it's still a highlight moment.
A visual that will stay forever.
Yeah, but if you get dropped, even if you're smaller, you're still a world champion in multiple weight classes. If you get dropped, what's the look? What's the feel? On the inside, as boxers, me and Chris Algieri, the champ, even you, Jimmy, you have fight experience, so we know that the risk is a big guy that big hits you. You're probably going down if you're a small guy, if he hits you clean. So we know the risk, but how does it look to the public eye who don't understand that? You know what I mean? The public. So there is a lot to lose, though. There's a bit to gain. I wouldn't necessarily have an issue with this had Davis's career arc been one that benefited boxing. Davis was manufactured and put into a position where he's supposed to benefit boxing, and I don't think he has. I think he's hurt boxing. So by giving him this reward, that's my problem. Why are we watching this? Why don't you make him earn his spot that he still has?
Lopez views the matchup as more spectacle than sport. For him, this fight isn't about legacy or rankings, but about entertainment and massive financial reward. He points out that both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis will earn huge paydays, and that in itself carries value. While it may not hold the prestige of a world title clash, Lopez argues it's still good for boxing. By attracting mainstream attention, even a spectacle-driven event can bring in new fans and help expand the sport's reach.
Invested on it, and I'm actually very happy for Gervonta and Jake. I really am, man. It's good for the sport in some way, you know?
So a heavyweight versus a lightweight.
Yeah.
You gotta fly hit me, yeah. A heavyweight versus a lightweight. How's this gonna work?
Hey, they make it work. It's an exhibition for a reason. So, you know, they know what they're doing. And, you know, shout out to Netflix and shout out to both of them, honestly. Like I said, I think a lot of people in the boxing world are kind of upset. I could care less. I think they're going to go out there and make their money. It falls on the number 8 for a reason. They're going to make a lot of money.
Have you got a prediction for that fight?
My prediction? A show. A show.
Well, clearly it's a show, but when you've got a lot of people underestimating Jake Paul once again, but when you've got a heavyweight boxer who knows how to throw punches and knows the basics against a lightweight,
You know what
it's
I'm
quite a
thinking?
difference. I mean, have you sparred heavyweights before?
Yeah.
Competitive sparring in the ring?
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same, not at all. Definitely got to move. I've actually played around a few times, went through between their legs just to duck around. But yeah, because they're taller, you know. But I think for that competition, that fight, it reminds me a lot like Big Show, The Big Show, and Floyd Mayweather when they fought in WrestleMania.
Yeah. And will that end the same way?
Possibly. Maybe some brass knuckles in there too.
Can you see Jake Paul knocking out Gervonta Davis?
It's boxing, man. And if it's a show like this, anything goes, anything happens.
Nate Diaz, never one to mince words, dismisses the matchup outright. In his view, the fight carries no real competitive value. He argues that regardless of who wins, the outcome does little to elevate either fighter's career. Diaz labels it a spectacle built for entertainment, comparing it more to pro wrestling than a serious sporting contest. His blunt perspective cuts through the hype, framing the event as a sideshow rather than a meaningful fight.
I gotta ask you, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Does Davis have a chance?
Gervonta is a great boxer, but he ain't gonna do.
So you got Jake Paul by knockout, or
No, I don't got anybody, but I don't think.
he's just too small?
It just. I don't want to beat up somebody that small. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
What do you think of the
I don't want to lose to somebody that. There's no point in the fight. It's a great fight, actually. I'm not hating on the fight, but I think. My thoughts on it is let's watch it, see what happens.
Ryan Garcia said in boxing certainly in the WWE.
Yeah, that's,
With that type of matchup. You agree? Understood. Last thing, White House card, like you said, you want Conor McGregor.
yeah, but the whole thing's on WWE, so
Right.
at least that's happening and something to talk about, something to watch, and I'm looking forward to that fight. Actually.
Mayweather shares Nate Diaz's skepticism, questioning the very purpose of the matchup. To him, pairing an accomplished champion like Gervonta Tank Davis with a YouTuber-turned boxer such as Jake Paul makes little sense. While he recognizes the business side of boxing, Mayweather still sees the event as odd, even unnecessary. His remarks captured the confusion many traditional boxing fans feel toward crossover fights that blur the line between sport and spectacle.
It's kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank. And I mean, but with it being a exhibition, it makes sense. It's fine. He got a big name that he's going to be fighting. But I mean, it really makes no sense because he's going to be weighing over 200 and some pounds. Tank is going to probably be weighing maybe at the most 147, 150. So I don't even understand why.
ASI, no stranger to the influencer boxing world, sheds light on Jake Paul's promotional tactics. He argues that the rumors of Paul fighting Anthony Joshua were never realistic, but simply hype designed to mislead fans and generate buzz. In KSI's view, the matchup with Gervonta Tank Davis follows the same pattern, a strategic move to grab headlines rather than pursue true, heavyweight-level competition. His comments highlight the theatrical and at times manipulative side of modern boxing promotions.
I knew AJ and Jake was never gonna happen.
I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought it was actually gonna happen? Bro, it's so crazy. Like, I feel like so many people just believe everything online.
But that's pretty unbelievable on the other hand.
I feel like I know. Well, okay, how do I say it like this? Atoma versus White. I had a lot of people bet on White winning. And I'm there like, you guys don't watch boxing, do you? You just look at a record and go, Dylan's fought many more people than Itoma. That record says a lot. Itoma's like 18, not 18, Itoma's 20, inexperienced, round one. Like, I just knew Itoma was gonna just destroy him. And I think a good fight for Itoma would be him and Wilder. I think that'd be
BJ Flores, Jake Paul's longtime trainer, takes a more positive view of the matchup. He believes Jake's true future lies at cruiserweight and heavyweight, where his natural size gives him the best chance to succeed. Still, Flores sees the fight with Gervonta Tank Davis as a valuable opportunity. By sharing the ring with an established champion, Jake boosts his profile and sets himself up for bigger opponents in higher divisions. To Flores, the Tank fight is less a destination and more an important stepping stone in Jake's boxing journey.